Hello everyone, welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we are talking with Benoit Glazer, music director for Cirque du Soleil's La Nouba and owner of the White House. Welcome, Benoit.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
welcome. It's so fun talking to you. So tell us about yourself as a child and then give us your journey of how you got to be where you are today.
All right. Well, my father was an electrician. My mom was a school teacher. And actually, my dad took this job because he could take long vacations. He worked in a hospital as opposed to the construction or something else, because he could match his vacation to my mom's. And so we would leave, for the whole summer on these pretty extensive canoe camping expeditions, get airdropped to the Great North and then just, go down the river for 6 weeks or so. And so that was my childhood. But my father was also a fiddler. So there was always and guitar player, a good folk musician. And there was always a lot of music at the house, jam sessions, 2-3 times a week, sometimes more. And because my dad came from Gaspésie, which is like the east, further, peninsula of, like north of Maine. And it's very specific culture there, and one of which is basically partying, and partying with like I'm talking about like 3-day party with constant music all the time around a campfire. Like basically,
wonderful.
yeah, it's very rural, and but it's very cool. And so in any case, at some point when I was about 12 years old, I expressed some interest. Up to that point, I always just listened and never said a word, and I was pretty quiet.
So you got to go to these 3-day parties in the woods?
Yeah, well, it was in a village, but I mean, yeah, it was, yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Cool folks.
Well, yeah. In any case, when I expressed interest in participating in the jam sessions, and the music making, my dad kind of took me by the ear to a jazz guitarist in town because he couldn't read music. And he says, well, the first thing you're going to do is learn how to read music. So that was a summer. And jazz guitarists have a very unique approach to harmony and theory in a way, and substitutions and everything that has to do with harmonic content because of their limitations and opportunities that their instrument provide. And you'd not think that you could provide a limitation, but really it helps in sometimes because it makes you creative in other ways. And so in any case, I had like 2-3 lessons a week in theory for that summer with extensive homework and stuff. I never learned anything else after that in high school, in college.
And this was at 12 years old?
12 years old.
12 theory and harmonics.
12 years
wow.
old. Yeah. And so, basically, like he went really far, really fast because he, we had time and it was the summer, I had time, so. And the funny thing is, after my dad said, okay, you've been, certified, you can read music, you know about music. What instrument do you want to play? I said, I want to play drums.
Of course.
But anyhow, I played drums and for a little while. And
How many instruments do you play? Because you played trumpet at La Nouba.
Yeah, I'm also the substitute on drums at La Nouba sometimes, and I've played the show on bass, and so I play. But I'm coming to that. You'll see.
Okay.
I don't play violin. I don't play violin. I don't play guitar.
But you play everything else?
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah,
and you conduct.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. What does it feel like to conduct? And you could answer that too.
Well, it depends what. See,
when you're in the zone and everyone's collaborating beautifully and you just feel like you're...
No, but what I mean
is that...
It's a big
responsibility.
It depends what you're conducting. It depends on the situation. I'll tell you, like, let's say, for example, at La Nouba, I conduct, it's all on, it's very technical. It's all on headphone and microphone. And then, and I do a lot of visual cueing too, but mostly for the lighting director and all that stuff. But so it's one thing. So I'm, it's a very kind of quiet, very, I'm calling the show. I have to be very alert and everything. That's one thing. I've done, for example, television galas. I've conducted, and that's like you don't know who's going to win and stuff. Like it's very nerve-wracking. It's like it's very high pressure. And then I've conducted DCI drum course. So that's a long-term, it's a very short, show, but you keep doing the same show and you're looking for perfection with a motley crew of musicians and stuff. It's a very unique and different perspective. And then conducting a symphony orchestra is a completely different feeling.
You know what I would love for you to do, if you could describe in just a few sentences what that feeling is when you're in the zone of conducting an orchestra and it's just flowing so beautifully. What does that feel like?
Well, when everything's going well, it's really, really, really cool. And I've seen, because I've done some workshops where, like, for example, for the business community, where, like leadership workshops, where you use an orchestra, or in my case, it was a chamber orchestra, but still. And basically, I talked about conducting, and I talked about the orchestra as a team and what we're trying to accomplish, the goal setting and all that stuff, but also different skill sets that come together to create a good product. And in any case, when I would get a volunteer to come and conduct, and invariably, when that person got to conduct, tears would coming down their cheeks.
Wow.
And oftentimes the musicians would react accordingly too, and it would be a very emotional moment.
So you have these production elements in your home as well, and you play the trumpet, and you conduct. Where are you most happy? Are all of them equal to you? Or?
Yes. I'm most happy because I'm not doing the same thing all the time. The house is a hobby. 56 concerts a year. I produce a video, and I record the audio and everything for each. So some would say that's a full-time job. Okay, but of course my full-time job is a full-time job, and raising my 3 kids was a full-time job. I've taken golf the past 3 years. That's my second hobby, and it's pretty
What's
cool.
your handicap?
I'm in the high teens still, because it's only been 3 years, but I'm
good.
practicing every day, and so golf, trumpet, it's exactly the same thing.
You know what our handicap is?
What?
Time.
We're
We're
just
out
about
of
out of time. Yes, I hate it. However, we are coming back with you. You have just been awesome to speak with, and we've got more coming.
Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
We're going to be back with Benoit Glazer to find out what's in the future for both Benoit and the White House. Please join us from the heart.